Okay, so here I am testing at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. I hope you find it useful. This is a little guide. I don't profess to be an expert, but I do a lot of testing, and I just hope the video helps any of you who might be new to the game or whatever. Spa-Francorchamps, testing for the opening rounds of the Cappuccino Induction League, starting a week on Sunday. Had a really good finish to the last league. JK was the reigning champion at the moment, so we're all going to be trying to aspire to be that good and to take home the crown. Now I'm just going to remove the on-screen data because I don't want that. Cool, that's better. Good stuff. So it's a really good circuit. This, I'll show you a few facts and figures about it. It's in the Ardennes Forest in Belgium. The length of the circuit is 4.352 miles, which is 7.004 kilometres, and it was designed in 1920 by Jules Duthaire and Henry Lagos van Opham. I believe, I don't know if I've pronounced that correct, but anyway. The major events that this circuit hosts is the F1, of course, which you'll recognise from the telly, the Spa 24-hour endurance race, European touring cars, German touring cars and world touring cars appear here. And an interesting fact is the lap record here was set in 2009 by Sebastian Vettel in the Red Bull, and the lap record is 1 minute 47.263. So what can I tell you about the circuit? You need to have a good flow to the circuit. You need to make sure that you get your lines correct, because one line will comprise another line. It's a very high speed circuit. I would say probably a good 60 to 75% of the lap is at absolute full throttle, so gas to the floor, you know, pedal to the metal and all that. And you've got to be really, really consistent, because if you muck up one corner, you'll muck up the next one, and then you will be slow. You'll lose easily. It's very easy to lose 3 seconds on a lap here, just by not being consistent. So it takes a huge amount of concentration from a driver. Here we go, going around Campus and down to the Stavelot corner at the bottom. Around Stavelot here, which is kind of off camber. It's kind of a difficult sort of corner to take, particularly because the car can drift wide into the, I mean, you've got a huge runoff area, you can see, and we're coming up to Blanchimont straight now, just before the bus stop chicane, which actually isn't a bus stop chicane anymore. It's just a chicane down to the main straight, but it used to be, in the days of Senna and Mansell and Patrese and all that. It used to be a fantastic overtaking opportunity, which it still is, to be fair. It's a very high speed circuit. So I'm just going to talk you through a lap, as is normal on my videos, so I'll get on board. So here we are coming to the bus stop chicane. It's important to get a good clean exit out of here and not to put the gas down too early or the back will slide out. So going down the main straight, approaching La Source hairpin, accelerating hard. You have to brake quite early. I don't think you get out of fourth gear, to be fair, and you've got to brake quite early, and you've got to head for the wall on the right hand side to clip and go over the apex, because then you can get good exit speed down towards Eau Rouge. Now you can see, looking ahead of you, I'm trying to make this straight, this bend as straight as possible, and you can see Eau Rouge, the famous Eau Rouge uphill section, which is blind at the top. I'm trying to enter it as straight as possible, so there, clip one, clip the other exit, and then blind, you've got to guess where the exit is on the left and pray that you don't end up in the barrier. Now, down the Kemmel Straight, this is a massive, massive uphill section. You need horsepower, and you need to keep the car as straight as possible, because the moment you start steering, it will kill time, it will kill the speed of the car. So I'm approaching 130 miles an hour, braking reasonably lightly for Lecombe. So through the Lecombe complex, accelerating gently but constantly as you go through here. Now you can, as long as you get your line right, you're okay. Going round down into the Bruxelles corner, very, very gentle here as you go around, just leaving it in third gear really, and you try to exit on the left, but then back off the gas here, don't change gear, and steer in as early as possible. Now we're approaching the downhill section towards the Pouhon corner. Again, I did a lot of practice here at the Nissan GT Academy 2012. The key is to come off the gas, brake a tiny little bit, trail brake, and keep it to the left as far as possible. You've really got to turn to the left as soon as possible, because then you can clip the apex on the right hand side, and also you can get on the power as soon as possible. Coming up to the campus corner, very difficult. Let's drop a couple of gears, little bit of trail braking as you go in, and you've got to hug to the right there, and then that will enable you to hug to the left. But here, to get the power down through Stavelot, and here, this is an off-camber corner, and I've already discussed that on the other lap. There's a tendency for you to drift wide. Now accelerating hard now down through the Blanchimont. This is of course the straight where famously, I think it was Eric Comas had that crash, and Ayrton Senna got out of the car. I think it was back in the early 90s, and Senna bounced out of the car and reputedly saved Eric Comas' life, and that was just round this corner here. Full blast for this one, turning ever so gently. You don't want to scrub any speed off the car. And then now you're coming to the heaviest braking point for the bus stop chicane. Start braking about now and whack it down in second gear, trail brake, but then off the brakes so you don't lose too much speed. And then over each of the apexes, a little bit of the rumble strip, and then again be patient before you put your foot down to accelerate as much as you can to get as much speed as possible. I've managed to get around here in about 2 minutes 46, I think, in the cappuccinos, and I've no idea how fast it is, but I think it's pretty much there, or I would hope it is anyway. So I'll just pull off the circuit, do a little handbrake turn, so you can get a nice view of the La Source hairpin there. So thanks very much for watching, and I hope that helped.